This just in, ex-New England Mafia boss dies in prison at the age of 89. Hello, Tom Lavecchia here with a quick edition of the Armchair MBA and some late breaking news. Ex-New England Mafia boss Cadillac Frank Salemme dies at the age of 89. He was once the boss of the patriarch crime family out of New England, and he was serving a life sentence behind bars for a 1993 slaying of a Boston nightclub owner by the name of Stephen DeSaro. Okay, so this is a pretty interesting case and a pretty interesting unfolding of events. All right, so Salemme got jammed up in the 60s. There was a mob war back then. He got shot at a few times. A whole bunch of things happened to him. But eventually, his best friend, who was also close friends with, or alleged best friend, who was also close with Whitey Bulger, Stephen, the rifleman Salemme, was secretly working with the FBI. And when Salemme found out about this, he was obviously pretty pissed and said, you know what, screw this. I don't need this anymore. He decides to flip. Okay. So when he flips, right. So prior to flipping, Bulger goes on the run. As you know, Bulger goes on the lam for 16 years. Eventually gets caught, winds up getting killed by one of the Gaius brothers, who was under Anthony Arlotta, who was doing life sentences as well in the feds. But he was brought in on the Connolly case. So with Connolly, he was a corrupt FBI official who was feeding information to Whitey Bulger, and Whitey Bulger was using that information for his own use, similar to Scarpa and Lynn Lavecchio, right? He does give Lynn Lavecchio vibes. So let me take a stand. He goes off into Witsec. Now, why in Witsec? He worked or lived under the name of Richard Parker, and he was living, I believe it was Atlanta, under that assumed name until another informant in 2016 brought up the killing of Stephen DeSaro. Stephen DeSaro was allegedly a mob associate. His place was under FBI surveillance. The FBI went to him and said, hey, by the way, we're watching you and we're watching the Salemmes. Why don't you turn state witness? Did he? I don't know. Is that why he killed them? That's the believe in working theory. But he was convicted of those killings. So when he rolled and went into Witsec, evidently it looks like he wanted to protect his son and just omitted it from his statement. Listen, I don't always agree with Dominic Correa, but you know what? There is some credence to when there is an informant and they share their testimony. There is a chance that they may lie, and if they lie, well, if they lie about that, why don't they lie about something else? So it looks like that he was lying on behalf of his son, Frank Salemme Jr., who participated allegedly in the DeSaro murder. Now, Frank Salemme Jr. just happened to die in 1995. So respectfully, it might have been all for naught. But nevertheless, the informant informed on Jr. and Sr. Salemme Jr. died in 1995. Again, he was one of the linchpins in the Connolly case, where Connolly, I believe, is serving a life prison sentence, ex-FBI agent who was corrupt, and just pretty much a big clusterfuck, which in my opinion led to poor leadership for the Patriarcha family, which led to their demise. There's a lot of people saying that, after Patriarcha, after the Angelos, that's when the Patriarchas really went down, especially in Federal Hill, Long Island, with the power base going over to Boston. And I believe, from my opinion, Frank Salemme perpetuated that. So Frank Salemme dead at 1989. At the age of 89. And just again, ratted on FBI agents and others. Then he got ratted on about him and his son. His son wound up dying, and he winds up dying in jail. He was sentenced to life prison sentence in 2018, and he was told with saying, "You're not going to beat the government. Let's face it, one way or the other, they're going to get you." So Frank the Cadillac Salemme dead at 89. Drop your comments below what you think of Frank Salemme, and I'll see you next time.